even in like super bad matchups, you can always draw Soulfire. You can always draw Doomguard to like accelerate so fast. So yeah, I mean it's done its job by winning a game, but it can even do more and beyond with like winning another game by getting crazy draws. So that was a pretty good pick by Asiariander to use a Zulok. Really throwing stuff for support.
So I think in response, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Druid usually, because Druids usually have a lot of responses. But I know some players really don't like Druid anymore because they feel like you're really dependent on Innervates and like Keepers of the Grove, and if you don't draw those and you just draw like the late game cards, you're dead. So maybe he'd pick something else instead. So I don't think maybe Druid is the answer, but at the same time, it depends on his comfort level.
All right, so it appears that the game is ready. So let's go in game and see what Waning Moon is deciding to choose against the Zulok. Oh, let's see. That should be a Druid. Yes, 2 Inch of Lures. That is a Druid.
Right, so the Keeper is big. The
Keeper is big draw.
And Swipe. Okay,
Swipe is also a big draw, yes.
Yes.
But then you do need to wait a few turns before you can cast one of those 4s.
The Innervates are going to be massive. If Waning Moon can pick up Innervate between next turn, now and next turn, I think he'd be in a really great spot.
Okay, so that Priestess is going to buff the Leper Gnome, I'm assuming. Go. Well, at least the Priestess dies.
Yeah, and then at least like the Druid's worst fear is not being able to do anything in between turns 1 to 3 because they don't have draws, and there's like Voidwalkers and Shield Bearers that your hero power effectively does nothing. Right. So this is already kind of, as much as it stinks to be in this position because you don't have a direct answer with Wrath, at least he was able to take out a minion for it.
Oh. Thalnos, it's not a bad draw, it's not a good draw. If he gets an Innervate, it's a huge draw.
Sure, sure.
Yeah,
Turn
really,
6 or 6 mana sword.
Right? It's just Innervate's really important, like you said.
How do you do this? Do you use Soulfire and then try to use the Juggle to kill off the damaged golem?
Well, if you Soulfire now, you definitely have a 3-drop no matter what, right?
If you Soulfire now, you lose your second Soulfire. Last time I checked in Heartstone.
That sucks. Oh, man. It always tends to happen, right? Always happens.
Okay. And, by buffing that does play around. Wow! Okay. This game's
goodness! Wow, what a god draw. Okay, I think you have to do it now, huh? I mean, yes. I have this thing with Hearthstone is that if the RNG gods give you a top deck, you have to use it. You cannot anger the RNG gods. Like, you just...
what's his alternative play? Take out 2 minions?
Is it Keeper of the Grove and kill off the 3/2? I don't know. But it's like... That is like a god draw, right?
That is... It doesn't get better than this. Yeah,
I'm trying to think of like other ways to deal with this, right?
You can Keeper, you can trade, and then even hero power down the 4/3 if that's what you really want to do, and leave only a 2/2 versus your 2/1. That just does not feel as good as this. This is clean. This is pretty. This is something you can bring home to your mom and say, "Look what I did," and she'd be like, "Good job, son."
Wow.
Hang it on the refrigerator door.
Wow. Nice. All right. And we'll have to see. Ooh, we saw the draw, right? It's an Argent Squire. That's not too bad. It's not too good,
It's like, it's okay. It could be much worse. I think he wants to discard them.
Oh, the Soulfire did discard a Soulfire, so you're right, Frodan.
That was a given. That's just how hard it
That's just a given. It was in the patch notes, right?
Yeah, that's right. From the very beginning. But what makes it worse is that he Soulfired a Harvest Golem when a Keeper of the Grove is going to come out here, and that 2/4 is going to be so much more valuable than to Soulfire as opposed to what it was before, the 2/2 damage golem.
And looks like that, Thalnos is gonna draw a card first. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like the stream actually went down for the Filipino side, so we're sticking on the Chinese perspective. So the hand on top might actually be a middle of
Wow!
Big draw up top.
Wow! That's what you want to see.
Oh yeah, he nods in approval for that one. Shaorian's like, man, I am so good at this game.
Well, I mean, drawing cards is definitely a skill that, you need to like manage. So makes sense.
I completely agree, especially from coming from you, Amaz. I would definitely need some more of that draw skills.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, we just
I can't understate how big it is, by the way. Amaz, talk a little bit about like from here, what can Zoo do to win? Like, how does he really close this out? Because as much as he's managed to get the big Doomguard draw, he still needs to kind of find a way to scrap 15 damage, and he's living off the top deck.
And he used both Soulfires already, right? There's not a lot of direct damage coming in. So it's like, oh, yeah. You know, you slowly begin to kill yourself with Flame Imps and, you know, with life taps. That the Druid really needs to focus on, like, clearing the board.
Especially if Drew is running combo, that's what they're going to hold out for. Hopefully, Warlock drains his own life to get within range of the combo. Hopefully, he has his removal to stall until then. And in that case, you don't actually have to pressure too much. Warlock will kill itself, so therefore you just clear the board and just let him do the work for you.
And I mean, okay, if I'm a Druid right now and if I have the combo, I will actually use the Force of Nature to just clear the board right now. I mean, you're not really afraid of... Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, yeah. Force of Nature clears the board. That's such a great use of 6 mana, I think.
Yeah, definitely. These are all things that, like, just stall for time. Warlock will eventually wear himself out. It's the most important thing.
Oh, that's not a very good... Oh, that's not a very good try either. Yep. That's what happens with Zoo, right?
That's kind of... Yeah.
When you lose steam, it's just like these one mana creatures, not too dangerous.
It definitely feels really pitiful when you top deck 2 1-drops, but that's just the risk of Zoo. Like everything has so much synergy with each other. That's kind of its fault because independently they're super weak. Like a 2-1 is not going to be super threatening to any Druid player unless you kind of amass its powers. So this is the moment where Zoo's like, okay, well, you know, Xiao is like, I don't think I can actually win from here, but you know, maybe I can pull something out. But at this point, I just want to see as many cards with the Druid deck as possible. Does he run double combo? Does he have scenarios? Does he have Ragnaros even? You know, like these kinds of things you want to see because I don't think he's necessarily assuming he's going to be able to win this game, but he says, I want to be able to have intel for my next game.
Very interesting perspective that you only get in tournaments, right? I mean, you don't get that in ladder on you. When you go in this point in ladder, you might as well just restart a game. Just, you know, better spend use of your like weekend playing Heartstone, you know, just actually playing games. But in a tournament setting, that's really different. You really want to scout.
And, you know, from Waning Moon, he has to say, how can I finish this as efficiently as possible without giving my opponent information? These are all really valid points.
Oh, all these mind games, man. I guess Ancient of Lore safe to play. Yeah, there you go. Ancient of Lore.
And, like, Xiao invites that down. Okay, he runs an Ancient of Lore.
Yeah, jots it down, you know, in this paper. This notepad here.
I mean, there really is nothing you can do. Even if you top deck Doomguard, you can't really do... Ooh, I wouldn't know about conceding. But I guess he feels like he was going to die the next turn anyways.
Right, sure. And it's like, okay, I got enough notes here. Let's go to the next game.
Sure. Gets a good general sense. He sees Argent Commander. He sees like all these other cards. So he knows he's running a mid-range Druid. If it's ramp, you'd see more things like Cairn, Sylvan.